The Lake Erie Monarchs are currently 2-2 on this six-game homestand, which is a season-long one. The last two games not going as well as the Monarchs would have liked, dropping 2 to their Michigan rival, the Irish Hills Leprechauns. Now the Monarchs stay at home and welcome in the Hamilton Joes for a 2-game series to wrap up this homestand. Hello and welcome everyone to Flat Rock Field here in Flat Rock, Michigan. This is Lake Erie Monarchs baseball here on monarchsradio.com. I am Kevin Peel, very happy to be providing the accounts and descriptions of this ball game for you tonight. The Lake Erie Monarchs are 8-15 on the season, and they currently stand 6 back in the North Division of the leader, the Lima Locos, at 14-9. Hamilton Joes, they are playing great baseball, 8-2 in their last 10 games. But they're still 7 back of Southern Ohio and Cincinnati, who are off to white-hot starts here in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League season. So we'll see how it all plays out. The Monarchs got this homestand off on a great start, the way they needed to by sweeping the Galleon Graders, but then Irish Hills returned the favor to the Monarchs with the past 2 days. So we'll see what happens here. The Hamilton Joes will look to Trey Compton to lead things off, the starting left fielder. Jonathan Fincher is on the mound today for the Monarchs. The lefty will deal the first pitch to the righty Compton, and a fastball is low and in for ball 1. And we are underway at 8:11 p.m. tonight, which is 6 minutes behind what we were projecting. A fastball misses outside, and it's 2-0 now on Trey Compton. 2-0. And a line drive is hit towards center, and that will drop for a base hit. And just like that, the Hamilton Joes are off and rolling here in the first inning with a quick single off the bat of Trey Compton, the starting left fielder. Compton will increase that 301 batting average. He has 8 RBIs on the season. So a 1-out, no-out base runner here in the top of the first, and here comes Chandler Miller. Chandler Miller starting second sacker tonight for Hamilton. Batting on the right side against the lefty Jonathan Fincher. Here's the first one. A bunt is shown. It's bunted right back to the mound. Fincher will go to second and get the lead man. Throw to first, not in time. But a fielder's choice will be recorded as Chandler Miller's bunt was unsuccessful. Miller will replace Compton at first base. Out 1-6 on the play was Compton, and Miller at first after the fielder's choice. One down, top first. No score here at Flat Rock Field, and the number 3 man in the order, Griffin Dorshing, will step in. Dorshing hitting .267, 8 homers, 24 RBIs. Leader on the team. Fastball sails outside for ball 1. And if you think that Dorshing's numbers are pretty good, they are for a reason. He is the home run leader in the league with 8, and he is currently tied for second with RBIs, 24, tied with Griffin Bernardo. Strike one taken by Dorshing to even up the count, 1-1. Jonathan Fincher dealing to him. Griffin Bernardo of the Cincinnati Steam, who the Monarchs saw at this ballpark earlier on this year, is who Dorshing's tied with. 1-1, fastball, swing and a miss. It was high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jonathan Fincher, 6'3", 245 pounds, a lefty from Shreveport, Louisiana. He attends Louisiana Tech University. Upcoming sophomore at La Tech. 1-2, and Dorshing will lift one foul. So go well out of play to the right of home. A ball and 2 strikes. Fincher sporting the number 13. Monarchs in the home jerseys today. The white with navy blue pinstripes on the slacks and the jerseys. Green script on the front, Monarchs. Green letters on the back with navy blue trim on both of those. And a 1-2 to Dorshing. Swings and lines one towards deep left field. Keegan Watson backing up on it. It one-hops the fence. Heading towards third is Chandler Miller. He is going to get the stop sign there as the throw goes into Balgarn at third. Dorshing continues his great run. as Dorshing picks up his 4th double of the season, and the Hamilton Joes are in command early, looking for the first runs of the game, as they have collected 2 hits with just 1 out off of Jonathan Fincher. Fortunately, that ball stays in the yard. It was hit hard and a long way by Dorshing. So with 1 out, 2 men in scoring position, ball bounces out of the glove of Goodrow. A pitch outside, ball 1 to Jared Kaufman, who will step in. Kaufman, a .239 batting average, 4 RBIs on the season. No score, top of the first. Hamilton Joes at 11-13 on the year. And the Monarchs at 8-15 at this point. 1-0, and it's fouled off of Goodrow at home plate for a ball and a strike. Continuing with the Monarchs uniforms, tri-colored caps, green on the back with the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League logo, navy blue on the sides, a white front with the Monarch face logo, and a blue lid. 1-1, and that one's fouled off at home plate. Goodrow taking one for the team. He painfully accepts the foul ball from Kaufman. And he'll have to take a breath here and settle back in. A ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Kaufman, the right-handed hitting right fielder, making the start tonight. Kaufman appearing in his 22nd game for Hamilton this year. He's only missed a handful throughout this summer league campaign. 1-2 to Kaufman is fouled back to the screen. It was missiled back to the screen on a line just beneath our camera, which took a little jolt, but we have it properly reinforced, so all is well. Still 1-2 on Kaufman. Beautiful night for baseball here in Flat Rock. And another 1-2, misses down and away. Count 2-2 on Kaufman. 74 degrees, that's the temperature at first pitch. It is sunny. We got started 1 hour later, and then 6 minutes later, than what we were initially expecting to tonight. 2-2, and a roller towards the right side of the infield. Weiler able to scoop it up, throws to first for the out, but that will allow the Hamilton Joes to go in the lead on an RBI ground out by Jared Kaufman. He picks up his 5th ribby of the season. Coming in to score is Chandler Miller, and up to third is Griffin Dorshing. And Hamilton leads at 1-0 here in the top of the first. So the Monarchs once again giving up a first inning run. Those have been a problem. They've now given up a first inning run the last 3 ball games, counting this one. And the number 5 man in the order, Justin McConnell, stares at ball 1 high. 2 down in the inning now. Justin McConnell hitting .272, swinging a foul tip into the mitt for strike 1, makes it 1-2. He has no homers, 18 RBIs, which is good for 3rd on the team. This is a Joes team that has scored quite a few, 148. 1-1 misses down low, and it's 2-1. Team batting average of .262, but they have so many threats in this batting lineup. We were looking at an Irish Hills Leprechauns team coming in the past 2 nights that was upper 280s. Swing, fly ball hit to left field. Watson measuring. He'll make the catch. And that will end things here in the top of the first. But the Hamilton Joes will get a run on a couple of hits, and they'll leave a man stranded on. We will head to the bottom of the first. Monarchs coming up for the first time, trailing 1-0. You are listening to Monarchs Baseball. Monarchs set to swing it for the first time here tonight. The score is 1-0. Hamilton Joes in the early lead. Monarchs will turn to Caleb Balgard to lead things off, starting third baseman, and he is opposed by right-handed pitcher Chris Murphy, who's ready to throw tonight for the Hamilton Joes. Chris Murphy will come out of the windup, and the pitch is low and away. Ball 1 to Balgard to start off this at bat. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Balgard hitting .317, third on the team with a homer and 8 RBIs. He is drilled by a fastball up and in. And the leadoff man is quickly on for the Monarchs here in the bottom half of the first inning. Chris Murphy is from Mingo Junction, Ohio, not a town that you hear very often. He is 6'3", 185 pounds, from Notre Dame College, a right-hander. And he'll have to deal with Jordan Nwogu, starting center fielder tonight for the Monarchs, with the leadoff man on. Nwogu will look at the pitch, and it's inside. A fastball missing the mark for ball 1. Jordan Nwogu hitting .302. He has 2 home runs and 11 RBIs on the season. Murphy will throw over to first base to check Balgard, and he's back in safely. Balgard not a huge base-stealing threat, more of a guy that leads off to get on. He's 0 for 1 on trying to swipe bases this year. And the pitch. And it's up and in. Make it 2-0 on Jordan Nwogu. From the University of Michigan is Nwogu, 6'3", 235, a sophomore from Ann Arbor. Hometown boy playing for his hometown college. 2-0. And a liner foul to the backstop, make it 2-1. And you also hear that from guys like Casey O'Laughlin, who we had the opportunity to talk with before the game today as part of our pregame show that you can find on Facebook, Twitter, and later on our YouTube page. 2-1. Way high. And it's 3-1 now on Jordan Nwogu. Casey O'Laughlin hails from Glen Ellen, essentially Chicago, Illinois, and attends Northwestern. So Jordan Nwogu is a similar story. Murphy's 3-1. Up and in, ball 4, and the Monarchs get the start they need here in the bottom of the first inning. A hit batsman and a walk start things against Chris Murphy. So 2 on, nobody out, and here is the hot-hitting Andrew Dyke. Dyke had himself an evening last night. Really held up the Monarchs offense in what was a 7-2 loss to Irish Hills. Dyke, the right-handed batter from the University of Illinois. Time will be called. Chris Murphy was taking a little too long looking into his catcher Holman. Dyke hitting .250, 3 long balls, and 7 runs batted in this year. Level stance on the right side. Picks the glove of the bat off the right shoulder. And here's the delivery, and a slide piece is over for strike 1 to Andrew Dyke. Chris Murphy with a 1-1 record, a 4.86 earned run average. Pitching in his 6th game of the season and making his 5th start for Hamilton. Long look towards second. Another one. 0-1. And same pitch, same result over the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Murphy has logged 20 and a third innings on the hill, 18 strikeouts, 8 walks, and 26 hits surrendered. He is 0 for 3 from the plate this year. So he has logged some time out there in the batter's box. 0-2, Dyke swings and misses. 3-pitch strikeout for Andrew Dyke. That's the first of the game for Chris Murphy. It's also his first out in the bottom of the first. Nwogu at first, and Balgard is at second. 1-0 Hamilton. Here comes the DH, Robert Bell. From Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach, Florida. Robert Bell leading batting average on the Monarch squad. The pitch, and a curveball misses down low, ball 1. Bell with a .327 batting average, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. This is his 19th game that he has appeared in this year. Murphy working from the stretch. 1-0. Fastball missed the mark low. And it's 2-0 now on Robert Bell. Bell has struck out 13 times this year, 16 for his first 49. He's also been a big contributor lately, although had a rough night last night against the Leprechauns. 2-0. Way outside, and it's 3-0 on Robert Bell. Monarchs, in addition, on their uniforms today, have the green stirrups, as per usual. 2 white stripes, a navy blue stripe in between those white ones. 3-0. And it's outside, ball 4. A hit by pitch and 2 walks with a strikeout mixed in between. It's not been a good start for Chris Murphy here tonight. And now you have to deal with Jake Goudreau. Time will be called, and the Joes want their pitching coach, Andrew Gunther, come out and have a quick word. Monarchs fans, want to remind you that the 6-game homestand wraps up tomorrow at 5:35. Special start time. So come on out to the yard and enjoy it as the Monarchs will wrap up this series with the Hamilton Joes. It is your last chance to see the Monarchs here at Flat Rock Field before the All-Star break. Monarchs play 6 road games next week, some near and some far. So if you want to see your Monarchs, come on out tomorrow. It'll be a great time and an earlier start for you. So we can get you home, get to bed, and get you ready for your work week. Here's Jake Goudreau, Boston College Eagle, stepping in on the left side against Murphy. First pitch, a high fastball swung through for strike 1. Goudreau was thinking fences. .237 average, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Power numbers not quite where Jake has wanted them to be. 17th game that he has appeared in for the Monarchs. 0-1. And it's high and away. Even it up 1-1 now on Goudreau. 74 degrees at first pitch tonight. East winds coming off Lake Erie at 6. So a slight chill in the air. But you can't even really feel the wind here behind home plate, or not very often. Break even from Murphy, and it skips in, ball 2. Able to block it nicely was Homan. And sunny conditions tonight for this contest. Not many clouds in the sky. Very light, wispy ones, if any. But it's quite a change-up from what we were experiencing early in this week when Gallion was in town in particular. 2-1, and it misses outside. So Goudreau is way ahead 3-1. There's nowhere to put him. The sacks are full with 1 down here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Joe's advantage. Murphy comes set. He kicks and fires. High, ball 4, and the Monarchs have tied it on a walk. Murphy with 3 walks in the inning and a hit batsman. And the Monarchs get their first run in that fashion as Goudreau is credited with RBI number 5. We're even at 1 here in the bottom of the first. Well, not exactly how you draw it up, but the Monarchs will take it. Now they'll look for the lead. Hamilton's still playing for the double play ball as Alex Lambo strides to the plate. The pitch, and Lambo will swing and lift one foul, well out of play, to the left of home. No balls and a strike. Alex Lambo from Seattle, Washington, and Loyola Marymount University is hitting .295 with no homers and 7 RBIs. Modestly to first for Gaudreau. He's not being held. 0-1. And a swinger swung through for strike 2 to Alex Lambo. So Murphy just hasn't quite settled in here so far today. Got his only win of the season 2 starts ago. Came back on June 26th against the Leprechauns. 0-2, a ground ball hit towards third. They're going to come home, and the throw will get him as Nwogu is forced at the plate. Lambo grounds into a fielder's choice. The Monarchs do not get a run as Lambo is gunned down. 5-2 on the putout of Nwogu. Everyone else will advance a base. Bell to third, Gaudreau to second, and Lambo is at first. 2 down, bottom 1, 1-1 tie. And the last man up in the inning potentially is Keegan Watson. Watson will try and reach. University of Nebraska Cornhusker swings at the first pitch, pops it up towards the right field line. Kaufman coming towards the chalk will make the catch, and that will do it in the bottom of the first. The Monarchs get a run on no hits, and they will leave them loaded. We venture to the second inning here in Flat Rock. Hamilton 1, Lake Erie 1. You are listening and watching Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. The Joes' half of the second inning batting is almost ready to begin. Each team with a run in their first cuts to tie it at 1. Addison Coffey, Colin Homan, Anthony Bell will be the 6, 7, and 8 men in the order due up against Jonathan Fincher, who was able to work himself out of some trouble in the first, but not unscathed. Right-handed batter Addison Coffey is ready to go. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Addison Coffey hitting .207, has a single long ball and 10 ribbies on the year. 1-0. And a swing and a deep fly ball towards left, but it will go foul, just short of the fence, down near the left field corner. Out in front of it was Coffey, ball and a strike. The umpires for tonight's game, Larry Bilarocki behind home, calling balls and strikes. And Stuart Hall is the base umpire this evening. 1-1. Pop up towards right. Dyke moving towards the line, still coming slowly, circling under it, and he'll reach up to make a grab. 1 up, 1 down for Hamilton in the top of the second. And here comes Colin Homan. Starting catcher swatting .262 with 3 runs batted in on the year. Right-handed batter against the lefty Fincher. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 1. Hamilton with the black tops on today. And the burnt red, I would say, letters. Ball bounces in, make it 1-1. With gold trim around those numbers on the back. Number 19 for Colin Homan. gray slacks for Hamilton. And black caps, swinging a foul tip back to the screen. Behind now is Homan, 1-2. With the later start today, Shadow is already overtaking the foul territory near third base and Caleb Baugard, where Homan rolls one foul just past his third base coach. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Colin Homan. Homan appearing in his 13th game. And a line drive over the leaping Baugard towards the left field corner. This is extra bases for Homan. He is running out of his helmet as he gets into second base with a 1-out double. That ball was stroked down into the left field corner. Homan picks up his second double of the season. That's the 38th as a team. Make it 39. Dorshing had one in the first. And so now with a man at second and 1 out here in the top of the second, Anthony Bell will bat. Bell, the DH today. And the pitch, a slow breaker for strike 1 over the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Anthony Bell appearing in just his 3rd game. 1 hit and 2 at-bats. So he's not seen the field much. 0-1, a swing and a foul tip into the mitt for strike 2. Well, at least not batting. Anthony Bell has not seen a lot of action, although he is listed as a pitcher on this Hamilton roster. 0-2, swing, fly ball, hit to left, but right at Watson. He has to come in, slide, and he'll make the catch. But I think he was kind of fooled by the distance hit on that ball. And Bell is the 2nd out now in the top of the second. Still at second base is Colin Homan. Yeah, Bell hasn't seen a lot of time. He has pitched in 3 games for Hamilton. No record and a 4.9 ERA. Number 9 man is Tyler Thaman. Gets the start in center field tonight. 1-1 tie here in the second. Jonathan Fincher kicks and delivers a slider for a strike over the inside corner. 0-1. Fincher's 1-0 with a 4.86 earned run average. 7th appearance on the mound. This is his 2nd start. 2nd consecutive as well. 0-1. That burns the outside corner. 0-2. 16 2/3 innings, 23 strikeouts to 8 walks. That's almost a 3-to-1 ratio. Pretty solid. And 22 hits permitted. Oh, 2. And a bouncer in is blocked nicely by Jake Goodrow to keep the runner Homan at second base. The only start of the season for Jonathan Fincher came in what was ultimately a loss to the Green Giants, 9-8 last Saturday night in Tecumseh, Ontario. A 1-2 and chased it for strike 3. A low fastball. Thaman is out of there, and collecting his first strikeout of the night is Jonathan Fincher. He works around a 1-out double, and we now will head to the bottom of the second inning. Monarchs and the Joes tied at 1. This is Monarchs baseball. 8, 9, and 1 in the order due up for the Monarchs. Bottom of the second inning here at Flat Rock Field. Game 5 of 6 on the homestand. And the Monarchs and Joes are all tied up at 1. Casey Slattery will take his swings first in the inning. From Cal Berkeley, starting first baseman tonight for the Monarchs. Murphy comes home. Strike 1 with what appeared to be a changeup. No balls and a strike. Slattery is a sophomore from L.A. Wonder how happy he is LeBron is heading there. 0-1 is outside. Make it 1 ball and 1 strike on Slattery. 139 average, no homers, 4 RBIs. 19th appearance this season. Swing and a foul ball in the air heading back towards Diamond 4. Off to the left of home. No, make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. There was a huge high school tournament here today that lasted all day, in fact, at Flat Rock Community Fields. 1-2, swing and a miss on a dirt ball. Slattery will run it out, but he'll be gunned out by Homan, the catcher. Strikeout, and then a 2-3 put out of Casey Slattery. He's the first out in the bottom of the second. That sets the stage for Kelby Weiler. 211 batting average, no homers, and 10 RBIs for the former Rice Owl and now Lamar University Cardinal. Going back to near home is Kelby Weiler to play baseball. The pitch inside turns him away for ball 1. Weiler, the second baseman tonight for the Monarchs. Lamar competes in the Southland Conference. 1-0. And inside again, Murphy misfiring, 2-0. Murphy had a 23-pitch top of the first inning. A hit by pitch and 3 walks led to the first run in this game. 2-0, liner, it's sinking fast. It's a base hit to center. And Kelby Weiler gets on base. 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Weiler was 0 for 2 last night after checking in for Bobby Head. Monarchs have a 1-out base runner and their first hit of the game. Now Caleb Balgard, who was plunked in the first inning by Chris Murphy. Runner takes off, swing, ground ball hit over to third. That's going to save him from a double play. There's only 1 play, and it's to first. Balgard is thrown out. Well, I don't know if that was definitely what the Monarchs were trying to do, if it was a hit and run or if Weiler was signaled to go. But nonetheless, it worked out in some way because the inning will still continue. Could have easily been over with that ground ball. Weiler at second. Jordan Nwogu stands in. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Hamilton 1, Lake Erie 1. Murphy from the first base side of the rubber delivers a slider over the outside edge. No balls and 1 strike. Lights already coming on here at Flat Rock Field. They'll start to creep into effect as we go along. Right around 9:30, I would say. Murphy with a couple glances towards second. 0-1. And swing and a miss. Same pitch. It was further down this time. Nwogu was way out in front. 2-strike count. Something interesting about Chris Murphy, he almost takes too much time and maybe uncomfortably long for some of these hitters. In looking back towards second base, he's kind of straddling the line between having time called and making a pitch. 0-2 is way high. Ball and 2 strikes. But that can be a tactic that you can use very effectively. And he delivered a great slider that Nwogu swung through when he did that. Not the previous pitch, but the one before that, the second pitch of this at-bat, which put Nwogu behind 0-2. Now a 1-2 is on the way, and Nwogu grounds it over to third. It's scooped up by Coffey. Throw across in time for out number 3. Monarchs get a 1-out single, but they leave a man in scoring position. We venture to the third, tied at 1. This is Monarchs baseball. Top of the order coming up for Hamilton as the third inning begins here at Flat Rock Field. 1-1 the score. Trey Compton leads off the events against Jonathan Fincher. Monarchs, boy, they are really short arms right now. In the rotation, the bullpen, you name it. Pitch outside and low. Ball 1 to Compton, who singled in the first inning to lead things off. 1-0. And Compton will line it foul to the fencing behind home. 1-1. Monarchs coming into today have 10 pitchers that are available. Swing and a miss over the top of a changeup, 1-2. That's not very many. 11 pitchers active right now, but one of them, Evan Floor, who we talked about last night, has been very sick. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Same pitch, same result. Compton is down on strikes. And Jonathan Fincher has K'd 2 straight Joes. 1 out, top 3, tied at 1. Floor has been dealing with an ear infection, a fever of well over 100 at times. Chandler Miller is up, and strike 1 to him. He bunted into a fielder's choice, where the Monarchs were able to get the lead man, Trey Compton, his first time. 0-1, and a quick swing and a miss. Fincher working rapidly, 0-2. So all the starters have really had to push it, as the 0-2 is grounded over to short. Lambeau has it, throws across, Slattery catches. 6-3 put out of Chandler Miller. Hamilton with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Nobody on, 1-1 game. Now Griffin Dorshing will get another chance. He smoked one to the corner, the left field corner, his first time up for a double. And then that set Hamilton up to get the first run of the game eventually. Dorshing grips the bat barehanded. And a pitch misses outside, ball 1. And you see many players have the batting gloves, but when you see a player have no batting gloves, it's always a little intriguing. Pitch misses low and outside. It's 2-0 on Dorshing. Black batting helmets tonight for the Hamilton Joes. 2-0, and Dorshing will ground one that goes off of Fincher towards third base. Balgar with time, throws across. They got him on the scoop. So how about the assist for Jonathan Fincher? That's a 1-5-3 put out. And 1-2-3 inning for the Hamilton Joes, and especially Jonathan Fincher. Middle of the third, tied at 1. This is Monarchs baseball. We're moving here on a Saturday night at Flat Rock Field. Hamilton and Lake Erie, the first of 2 here this weekend. Monarchs looking to snap their 2-game skid. Back to the mound is Murphy. He deals a pitch that's fouled on the ground back behind home by Andrew Dyke, 0-1. Dyke struck out on 3 pitches back in the first inning. Dyke, Bell, Goudreau, 3-4-5 in the order. Here's the pitch, and it's down low. Make it 1-1 on Dyke. Shadows continuing to creep now almost all the way across the infield. 1-1 slider. That was a beauty. Outside corner, Dyke frozen. 1-2. So we start later tonight and earlier tomorrow. A contrast from what we've seen on the homestand. 1-2, and here's a ground ball that will find its way into right field. A base hit between Miller and Dorshing. Monarchs get their second hit of the night, and they are on their way towards trying to break this 1-1 deadlock. Now Robert Bell. Robert Bell has not officially had an at-bat tonight. He walked and was left at third in the first inning. Bell waves it, and swinging a pop-up. That will get foul, well behind home. No balls, 1 strike. Yeah, I was talking about the reason that we started a little later on today. The youth games finished up about 6 o'clock. All the fields were being used, diamonds 1 through 4, here at Flat Rock Community Fields today. 0-1, and it's high and away. Even it up at a ball and a strike. So because of that, Monarchs had to be pushed back an hour. No harm, no foul. A little extra rest, I suppose, for both of the teams. Hamilton had to travel from a far distance away. And a throw over to check Andrew Dyke. He is back in safely. Hamilton, Ohio is down by Cincinnati. And the Monarchs not having to travel there this year. Didn't have to travel to Cincinnati either. 1-1 outside, and it's 2-1. Yeah, it's just a long drive up Interstate 75 from Hamilton. Over 200 miles, about 3.5. Traffic wouldn't really be too big of a problem on a Saturday. 2-1, and Bell lifts it foul out of play off to the left of home onto field number 4. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Larry Bailarucki telling the ball boy to come and deliver some to him. He's running out. Chris Murphy dealing with Dyke at first base, and nobody out. 2-2. Skips in, ball 3. Fill it up on Bell, 3-2. This is the first full count of the day for Murphy, although because of the walks early on, he really increased that pitch count, although at just a 12-pitch second inning, which helped bring it down a bit. 3-2. Line drive, scorched to center, but it's right in the direction of Kaufman, who will haul it in. Well hit ball, right idea from Bell. He squared it up nicely, but it was right at someone. First out here in the bottom half of the third. Hamilton and Lake Erie square at 1. Jake Goodrow, next man up. Walked with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first, which forced in a run. 5th ribby of the season for Goodrow. Miller lowers the glove below his belt and deals high, 1-0. Flat Rock Field hosts quite a few big-time tournaments for amateur teams, and today was no exception. Another throw to check Dyke. He's back in safely. They were blessed with just an absolute perfect day. When I walked outside, and I'm from Toledo, but the weather pretty much the same here as it was there. 1-0 fastball burns the outer corner. 1-1 on Goodrow. I said literally a perfect day. No humidity. The sun was out. The wind was down. Picture perfect, although with the sky being clear, it may make for a bit of a chilly evening, later stages of this contest. 1-1, it was a breaking ball, and it stayed high and away. 2-1 to Jake Goodrow. Dyke at first, 1 out, bottom 3. Alex Lambo taking swings in the on-deck circle on the third base side. 2-1. High and away for a ball. Runner taking off, throw down, and Dyke is safe or out of there. Couldn't see the sign. Dyke is out of there. He's caught stealing. Second out of the inning. Nice tag applied by the shortstop McConnell. And Dyke now is 0 for 3 attempting to steal bases this year. Little different philosophy today. We'll go into it as the game progresses. 3-1 to Gaudreau. Missile foul on a line down the right side. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bradley Merritt, first-year pitching coach, assistant coach for the Monarchs. He is the third base coach tonight. And Dale Gray at his usual post, first base coach. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Changeup pulled the string for strike 3. And that will do it. For the second straight inning, Chris Murphy is able to work around a single. Gets a little help defensively, too, with the caught stealing. And we are through 3 here in Flat Rock. The Monarchs and the Joes all square at 1. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on the monarchsradio.com.
Number 2, Jared.
Middle of the order for the Hamilton Joes in the top of the 4th inning. And Hamilton is tied with Lake Erie, 1-1. Kevin Peel here with you as we enter the 4th. Appreciate you tuning in on a Saturday night for baseball. Monarchs looking for win number 9 and to snap a 2-game skid. Slider in for strike 1 from Jonathan Fincher, who after allowing a run in the first has been great, retiring 7, make it 8 of the last 9. 0-1. And a fastball downstairs makes it 1-1 to Jared Kaufman. He grounded out in the first inning, but it was with the bases loaded. So he got an RBI. Pitch downstairs, 2-1 to Kaufman. Hamilton with a run on 3 hits, no errors. They have stranded 2. 2-1. Fastball on the ground to short. Lambo waits. Guns. Got him. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 4th for the Hamilton Joes and Jonathan Fincher of the Monarchs. Monarchs have 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. They have stranded 4 to this point in the contest, including leaving the bases loaded in the first, scoring just 1 run. It's Justin McConnell. Flew out to left his first time up. Pitches a called strike, 0-1. Never officially went through the defensive alignment tonight. Watson, Nwogu, and Dyke left to right in the outfield. 0-1, and it's inside, skipping to the backstop. 1-1 on McConnell. Balgard at third, Lambo at short, Weiler at second, Slattery, the first baseman, and the battery of Fincher and Gaudreau. Break even way outside. Snaring it was Gaudreau. 2-1. Right-handed batter ready to go against the lefty Fincher, and it's downstairs, 3-1. Looking more into that last Saturday start, which was a 7-inning game against the Green Giants. Popped foul off to the right of home. 3-2 on McConnell. It was not a great start for Fincher. 5 innings, although he received a no decision. 10 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them earned. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, opposing 26 batters. Well outside for ball 4, missing to McConnell.
The third baseman.
First free pass of the game allowed for Jonathan Fincher and the Monarchs. 1 out base runner for Hamilton in the top of the 4th. Tied at 1. Next man up is Addison Coffey, who popped one to right back in the 2nd inning to start that frame. Fincher's first one, foul back to the screen. Runner was taking off from first. That's Justin McConnell, but he'll have to retreat back to the bag. No balls and a strike. Yeah, McConnell, a base stealing threat, that's putting it lightly. He is 16 for 17 this year. Hamilton has been very good in that category. They have stolen 56 bases and have only been caught 11 times. So they have a good mixture of speed and smarts on the paths. 0-1. And swing, foul tip into the mitt. Strike 2 on Addison Coffey. Right-handed hitting third baseman. Coffey from Arizona State, sophomore from Albany, Indiana. So when you think about it, he's not too far away from here in Flat Rock, just a state away, but goes a long way away to school. 0-2, swing and a miss. Going down to a knee was Coffey. Huge cut. And Jonathan Fincher records his 3rd punch-out of the game. 2 outs, still a man at first for the Joes. We're tied at 1. Colin Homan steps in. Doubled back in the 2nd, did Homan, the Northern Kentucky Norse player. There's another swing and a miss on a fastball to start him off. 0-1. Hopefully the fans brought their sweatshirts, maybe even pants tonight. A little chilly as we continue to get later here at the ballpark. Throw over to first to check the base runner. McConnell, he's back in safely. Surprised McConnell's only taken off once. And I'm sure the Monarchs do have the scouting report on what he can do on the base paths, but you're almost reluctant to throw off speed stuff when you know a prolific base stealer is on the base path. 0-1 is back to the screen on a line by Colin Homan. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. And it looks like that last fly ball, that liner to the backstop, cockeyed the camera just a little bit. We'll adjust accordingly in the inning. That was a hard one, back to the screen. 0-2, floats high and away for a ball. Gaudreau throws from his knees down to second. And now the ball gets away, and moving towards third is McConnell, and he's in safely. Gaudreau knew he did not have time to try and get up and make a throw, and that ultimately ends up in an error and a move over to third base. So E2 on the throw. And there's the first error on the Monarchs. Now a man at third. 1-2 will go airborne, foul over our heads. And back towards diamond number 3. 1-2. McConnell waiting for something to allow him to come home. Slapper, foul down the first base line. Holman reached out and just poked it. Looks like he might have broken his bat, and he's going to turn it in. He had a nice red bat, too. Last night, Irish Hills, they had 2 consecutive swings from batters end up in broken bats. So that was quite an expensive night for the Leprechauns. These players, college players, are not used to having to Can't do bad very often. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Holman will have to be gunned down by Goudreau. His throw nearly offline. But the out recorded, and that is the final out here in the top of the third. So they do threaten Justin McConnell, a one-out walk. He gets all the way to third, but Hamilton doesn't break into the lead. Bottom of the fourth is next, tied at 1. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Chris Murphy ready to go. First pitch is outside, ball 1 as we open up the bottom of the fourth. Alex Lambo in the batter's box. Pitch to him, swing, high fly ball. Heading towards the fencing near the bullpen of the Monarchs. That will get well out of play. Strike 1 on Lambo, who grounded into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Tied at 1 here in the fourth. 1-1, deep fly ball, hit towards left field. Back goes Compton at the fence, and it's out of here into the trees. Alex Lambo, blast off to left field. Monarchs get their 15th long ball of the season. For Lambo, that's his first, RBI number 8. And that puts Lake Erie in the lead 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Lambo got underneath the first one, but he didn't miss the second one. And he smoked that one, a no-doubter out of here. 2-1 Monarchs. Great hitting by Alex Lambo. Third hit of the game for the Monarchs. Strike 1 into Keegan Watson, who flew out to right his first time up. So Chris Murphy surrenders the lead and the tie. 0-1 is low and outside, 1-1. Well, he surrendered the tie quickly, and now the tie, or he surrendered the lead, then the tie. I'll get it right eventually. 1-1 is chopped fouled on the third baseline. 1-2 on Watson. Also, Casey Slattery due up in the inning, but so too will be Kelby Weiler. Alex Lambo has assured his team that. 1-2. Curveball, a hanging one, banged past Coffey, the third baseman, and into left field. That'll be a single for Keegan Watson, as it was scorched off the bat. Fourth hit for the Monarchs.
University of California, Berkeley, the fourth baseman, number 44, Casey Slattery.
Yeah, that was just a tough play for him to try and make. Couldn't get in front of it in time. It was pretty much by him. 2 straight hits to begin the inning. Here's Casey Slattery, who fanned his first time up against Murphy. Swing and a miss on a dirt ball to Slattery. No balls and 1 strikes. From Notre Dame College is Chris Murphy, not University of Notre Dame. Big difference. 0-1 and a swing and a miss. Strike two. They are the Notre Dame Falcons. Murphy is from Steubenville Catholic Central, Steubenville, Ohio. Sophomore. Redshirted the 2017 season, his first year with Notre Dame. 0-2, a fastball well outside. A ball and 2 strikes. 2016, though, appeared in 9 games, 2 starts, 2-2, 6.27 ERA over 18 and 2/3 innings. Struck out 17. Numbers went up this past year as a sophomore. Murphy deals a heater outside. Slattery lays off. Level count at 2. 14 games, 10 starts. The record not good, though. 2-8. Did throw a shutout, though. Had a league lead. The MEC is what he plays in terms of pickoffs, with 3. 2-2, wave and a miss. Down goes Slattery. On strikes for the second time here tonight. Murphy picks up his 4th K of the evening. Now Kelby Weiler, the next man up. Singled and was left at second base back in the second. Monarchs with a run in the 4th. They're in front 2-1. The man at first is Keegan Watson. And Weiler will cork one to left center. Compton and Thaman coming on it, and it will be Compton who will make the call and the catch in left center. Back to first base goes Keegan Watson. 2 outs, bottom 4. 1-run game. The Monarchs are in the lead.
From Indiana University, the third baseman, number 21, Caleb Bogard.
Notre Dame College is in NCAA Division II. The MEC is the Mountain East Conference. We've heard quite a few players from Mountain East schools in the Great Lakes League. Balgard swings the first one, lifts it towards center. It's falling fast, and it's down for a hit. Went into the triangle area between the left and center fielder and the shortstop. Balgard will get a single and is on base for the second time tonight. Up to third goes Keegan Watson, and the Monarchs are looking for more with runners at the corners and 2 outs here in the 4th. 2-1, Lake Erie. Just plopped it right in that area. Thaman tried to dive and get to the baseball. It was just out of his reach. Now Jordan Nwogu walking a ground out for Jordan tonight. Murphy's pitch. Skips in for a ball. Huge block by Holman, not allowing Keegan Watson to come home on that play. For example, teams that Notre Dame plays, Davis and Elkins College. They played them this year. 1-0. Ground ball down the third base line, past the diving Coffey and towards the left field corner. Nwogu will have a single. He goes to first. Up to second goes Caleb Balgard, and Jordan Nwogu has an RBI single to vault the Monarchs into a 3-1 lead. Nwogu with his 12th RBI of the season. And the Monarchs have put up 2 in this bottom of the 4th inning. Up to 5 hits now for the Monarchs. See if they can keep the wheel turning. Here's Andrew Dyke. Dyke with a single and a strikeout tonight. He was also caught stealing in the 3rd. The pitch, swing and a miss at a breaking ball, 0-1. Davis and Elkins College is the home of Max Mahone, who is one of the league leaders in batting right now for the Irish Hills Leprechauns. Mahone batting the 3-hole last night and the other night. 0-1. Got the outside corner at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. Keegan Watson coming home to score a moment ago on that RBI single. Murphy takes a deep breath. The 0-2. And another swing and a miss, strike 3. Second time tonight that Andrew Dyke has fanned on 3 pitches. And the inning does come to an end, but the Monarchs get on the board. They score 2 on 3, make it 4 hits, and they'll leave a pair of men on. Time for the 5th here at Flat Rock Field. Monarchs 3 and the Joes 1. This is Monarchs Baseball. (3-1) the score, top of the 5th inning. Hamilton back at the bat. First pitch strike on a check swing to Anthony Bell, 0-1. Bell flew out to left his first time up. Monarchs with the 2 spot in the bottom of the 4th, taking the lead for Jonathan Fincher. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and it's 0-2. Fincher up to 65 pitches now. Allowed just that 1 run way back in the 1st, an RBI ground out by Jared Kaufman. Otherwise, he has surrendered just 1 hit since. 1-2 is low and in to make it 1-2 on Bell. Bell, Thaman, then the top of the order, Trey Compton here in the 5th. Sun continues to set. 1-2 over the inside corner, strike 3, and Bell is punched out. 3 straight strikeouts now for Jonathan Fincher. He's up to 5 for the game. Now here's Tyler Thaman. He's one of those strikeout victims. 1 out, top 5, no one on. 3-1 Monarchs. Curveball for strike 1. Jonathan Fincher had some encounters with Kel Boardwine and Kelby Weiler's Rice team this year. Strike 2 to Thaman, 0-2, being from Louisiana Tech, and those two being from Rice. They both play in Conference USA. 0-2 floats high and away. 1-2 as Gaudreau couldn't snag it. Although Kel Boardwine currently on the shelf. And as for Kelby Weiler, he's still out there. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and another K. 4 straight strikeouts for Fincher. He's up to a half dozen.
Number 20, Trey Compton.
2 quick outs, top 5, 3-1. Joe's trailing the Monarchs. Now Trey Compton, the batter. Compton with a single and a strikeout today. Right-handed batter. And the pitch, curveball low and in. Ball 1. Jonathan Fincher's numbers very good at Louisiana Tech, and he also set some high school records. Foul back to the screen. Even the count at 1-1 on Trey Compton. And another swing, another foul ball. Heading over the first base dugout, 1-2. C.E. Bird High School in Shreveport is where Jonathan Fincher graduated from. 1-2, a little number, and it's up the middle. Stopped by Lambo, throws off balance. It's a one-hopper that Casey Slattery cannot field. And this will be an interesting ruling, whether it's an infield single or an error. They're going to give him a hit on that, which would be hit number 4 of the night for Hamilton if it stays that way.
Number 29.
We'll wait here on the official ruling. It is an infield single. Really, it was a tough play for Lambo to grab. Ball outside to Chandler Miller. 1-0. Chandler Miller has grounded out twice, once via a bunt, fielder's choice in the first. He was out via a ground ball to short last time. 1-0 sails to the backstop. That will allow the runner to move up on the wild pitch from Jonathan Fincher. First of the night. Either way, both pitchers have been in pretty good command of their pitches. Our apologies to all the fans watching. Right now the camera is staring straight up at the sky. Well, you can see what we're seeing here at the ballpark. It's a beautiful night. 2-0. And a ball high and away makes it 3-0 on Chandler Miller. Runner at second, 2 outs in the 5th, 3-1 Lake Erie. And the pitch, high and outside. And it's a 4-pitch walk. Jonathan Fincher gives it out to Chandler Miller. Second walk in as many innings for Jonathan Fincher.
Number 9.
Monarchs with a 2-run lead in the 5th, but now the go-ahead run is at the plate in the form of Griffin Dorshing. 1 for 2 with a double and a hard grounder back to the mound. It kicked off Fincher right to Balgard at third, and Dorshing was thrown out 1-5-3. There's a nice changeup slinking away from Dorshing. He swings and misses 0-1. At C. Bird High School, Jonathan Fincher was a 4-year letter winner. Also had 3 in football. Multi-sport athlete, as many high schoolers are. 0-1, check swing, went too far, a changeup, and Dorshing off balance via the changeup, 0-2. During his school junior season at C.E. Bird, he set the school record for strikeouts in a season with 88. And then he continued onward his senior campaign and would set more records. 0-2, low and in, Dorshing able to lay off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Compton at second, Miller is at first. Dorshing gripping the bat barehanded. Fincher looking to get through 5 innings of work. And a balk called against Fincher, trying to make a move to second. And both runners going up 90 feet. That's a dangerous proposition. Monarchs have set pickoff plays, especially towards second base, and that appeared to be one of them, although Weiler and Lambo weren't particularly close to the bank. And so the balk moves the runners up. 1-2, Dorshing with a liner, and it's into left center for a base hit going towards the fence. Dorshing going to get into second base with a 2-run double, his second 2-base hit of the night. And just like that, Hamilton has taken the lead, or has tied the game at 3. Dorshing with 26 RBIs now on the season. Boy, talk about bad luck. Right after the balk, it pays off for Hamilton. They line one to left center, the most dangerous man in the lineup. And sometimes when you're just struggling to find wins during the year like this, things like that happen, and a balk moved the runners up into scoring position. They were both easily able to score. Now a fastball low to Jared Kaufman for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts and an RBI tonight. 2-run double for Griffin Dorshing. 5th hit of the night for Hamilton. Tied at 3 now in the 5th. Swing and a foul tip off of the fencing behind home. Ball and a strike on Kaufman. Jonathan Fincher now is over the 80 pitch mark. 22 for the inning. He's up to 85. Skipper in for ball 2, makes it 2-1. And ironically enough, through the first 5 batters of this inning, they've all been 4-pitch at-bats. 4-pitch strikeout to Bell, 4-pitch strikeout to Thaman, 4-pitch single, Trey Compton. 4 pitches to Chandler Miller, they were all balls for a walk. And then 4 pitches to Griffin Dorsheen. He nailed a 1-2 pitch into left center field for a double. We'll see if that trend continues if Kaufman makes contact here. 2-1 count, 2 outs, top 5, 2 runs in, and a 3-3 game. The 2-1. He does not make contact. The pitch is down and in. 3-1. So Fincher gifted a 2-run lead, and it did not last long. Dorsey, not a ton of speed at second, though. A well-placed single is going to have to score him. 3-1 over the outside corner. He evens it up. No, fills it up. 3-2. But Dorsheen will have the opportunity to take a couple steps towards third because of the full count and 2-out situation. Kaufman in the right-handed side of the batter's box. 3-2. And a ground ball punched back up the middle. It's off the glove of Lambo, though he knocks it down right behind second base. So that'll be a single for Jared Kaufman. 3 singles now, or 3 hits in this inning, 2 of them singles. And I think it was a good thing that Lambo knocked that down, because if he didn't, that kick off him and maybe go into center field, that's scoring Dorsheen pretty easily. But instead, Lambo is at least able to get a piece of it, knock it down, and give his pitcher Fincher another chance to try and get out of this jam. 3-3 tie, 2 outs, men at the corners. Curveball low and away. Ball 1 to Justin McConnell. Fly out and a walk for McConnell tonight. Starting shortstop with a lot of speed. Fincher ready. Stomach high with the glove. 1-0. Swing and a miss for a strike. They throw down to second. Ball gets away, and it will be enough to get the man across, Griffin Dorsheen. Trying to steal the base was Jared Kaufman. It wasn't handled properly by Kelby Weiler. And coming home to score is Dorsheen to make it 4-3 Hamilton. Monarchs have surrendered the lead, the tie, everything to make it 4-3. Second error of the night for the Monarchs. Costly one. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count now on Justin McConnell. A man is at second base. So I'm guessing the run would score there on the error, because if that was fielded cleanly, Dorsheen would not have been able to come home. 1-2 to McConnell. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fincher gets another strikeout. He ends up striking out the side, but otherwise it was not such a good inning. Monarchs allow 3 hits. 3 runs come in to score. We are halfway home here at Flat Rock Field, and the Monarchs are down 4-3. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Robert Bell will lead things off for the Monarchs as the inning begins with a ground ball foul. No balls and a strike on Bell. Monarchs trailing 4-3 after Hamilton put 3 on the board in the top of the 5th. So what an answer that was to quickly respond after what was a rough inning for Murphy. Curveball, strike 2. 0-2 on Robert Bell, who has walked and lined out tonight. 72 pitches now for Murphy. Here's 73. Fastball high and away. 1-2 on Bell. DH Bell will bat. Also Jake Gaudreau and Alex Lambo here in the inning. 1-2. And a little tapper will go foul. Towards the first base dugout. 1-2 is the count on Robert Bell. Of course, Murphy's longest outing this year, 6 1/3 innings against the Jazz. That was his last start. Fastball high and away, 2-2 on Robert Bell. That was a 14-5 win on the road in Richmond for Hamilton. Richmond, Indiana, that is. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second straight strikeout for Chris Murphy.
The catcher, number
He's up to 6
Jake
on the game.
Gaudreau.
First out here in the bottom of the 5th for the Monarchs is Robert Bell. Here's Jake Gaudreau. Gaudreau looking for his first hit. A walk and a strikeout for him today. Breaking ball backdoors him, 0-1. Although he walked with the bases loaded in the first, and then that forced a run to come in. Got the Monarchs on the board to tie the game. Multi-run innings last night were so costly for the Monarchs. 0-1 and a chopper foul. First base dugout. That has been a busy locale here in this inning. No balls and 2 strikes. 3 multi-run innings yesterday for Irish Hills. In the meantime, the Monarchs just had 2 single tally innings. That was all they could muster. 0-2 and a high 1, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7, second in the inning for Chris Murphy, and he has 3 straight Monarchs down swinging. Bottom of the 5th continues, 4-3 Joes. Nobody on for Alex Lambo. Lambo grounded into a fielder's choice in the first, hit a solo homer in the 4th. That was a real big confidence boost for the Monarchs. Pitch is low and away, ball 1. Because it was able to put them in the lead, got the crowd up and going here at Flat Rock Field. 1-0. High and tight, 2-0. It's kind of like Andrew Dyke's home run yesterday after the Monarchs kind of had the wind taken out of their sails just a touch early on yesterday. Dyke hit that homer in the second. 2-0. Fastball blown by Lambo. 2-1. Murphy in that start against the Jazz through 6 1/3 innings, allowing 3 earned runs, 8 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and opposed 30 batters. 2-1. And a scorcher towards right center, moving over Kaufman. He'll get it. He is sprinting. He was on his horse the entire way. He tracks it down. And the Monarchs will go in order in the bottom half of the 5th. Time for the 6th. Hamilton 4, Lake Erie 3. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Jonathan Fincher back on the mound, having to log some big-time innings with the Monarchs having just 10 available pitchers. Of course, multiple pitchers have started the past couple nights. Strike one into Addison Coffey to start things off. Coffey with a flyout and a strikeout. Past two nights, Logan Schmidt threw 112 pitches in a losing effort. Brody Heil threw 107 2 nights ago. Ball high. 1-1 on Addison Coffey. Colin Homan, Anthony Bell also due up in the inning. And Fincher's approaching 90. 1-1 popped foul over the fencing behind home. Ball and 2 strikes. That fifth inning was long. 3 runs on 3 hits, an error, and a man left. As they quickly went back into the lead, did the Hamilton Joes. It was a 30-pitch inning for Fincher, in fact. He's up to 96. 1-2, a line drive hit towards left center. Watson on his horse, and he makes the catch. What a play by Keegan Watson as he sprawled out to his left, making the play and saving an extra base hit. Keegan Watson with the Webb Gem nominee of the night. That was a scorcher off the bat of Coffey, and Keegan Watson finds a way to track it down in the alleyway. Big first out, maybe a huge confidence booster for the Monarchs. Now there is a righty up and throwing down the third base line. Monarchs again would love to get Fincher through until at least the 7th, get through this 6th inning. But this 6th inning has been the big bugaboo the last 2 nights for the Monarchs. It was tied at 4 on Thursday going into the 6th inning. They tried to get Brody Heil through 6 innings, and 4 runs came in against him. And that was the ball game as the Monarchs fell 8-6. They couldn't come back. 2 runs scored last night in the 6th inning as well. Swing and a miss. Strike one for Colin Homan, who has doubled and K'd tonight. Now the Monarchs were trailing 4-1 entering the top of the 6th last night, but 6-1 is much different than 4-1. Foul ball back to the screen behind home, 0-2. Especially psychologically, that is such a big difference from a 3-run to a 5-run deficit. And Logan Schmidt was only able to get through 5 1/3. 0-2, low and in. Colin Homan was able to get out of the way of that pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Outfield, infield playing straight away on the starting catcher. 1-2. Curveball bounced foul at the plate. Let's take a look at some of those out-of-town scorers while we have the opportunity. This is the last game to get started today, starting at 8 o'clock. So we have one final and a couple other games later on. A 1-2 and a liner to left, down for a hit. Colin Homan picks up his 2nd hit of the night. Line drive that was knocked into left. Hamilton now has more hits than the Monarchs by 1. They have 7. 4-3 game, top of the 6th inning. 1 out and a man at first. And striding to the plate is Anthony Bell, 0 for 2. Fly out and a K today. Time will be called. The final from earlier, the Muskegon Clippers able to beat the Galleon Graders in the opener of that series. Final score was 10-1. Clippers improved to 13-12, back over 500, currently 2 back of the Lima Locos in the north, while Galleon is in 3rd place right now in the south at 11-12, so that's the good news, and that means you're in the final playoff spot down in the south. But they're also 6.5 back of Southern Ohio and Cincinnati, and Hamilton's right on their tail, a half game back. If Hamilton wins tonight, they will tie Galleon. First one is over for a strike to Anthony Bell. 0-1. Other games in progress. Bottom of the 8th in Salina, Ohio. Grand Lake 9 and Xenia 6. So Mariners close to locking down a victory. That's a north-south battle. The 0-1. A dirt ball. 1-1. Grand Lake looking to improve to 14-11 with a win. Also trying to do that are the Saginaw Sugar Beets. They're leading the Cincinnati Steam at home 4-3. That game is in the top of the 8th. One, swing and a miss for a strike. Throw down to second. Did they get him? Yes, they did. Caught stealing is Colin Homan. Throw was almost wayward from Goudreau, but he was able to get him out. Homan's gunned down, and for the first time tonight, they are unsuccessful stealing a base. Both errors in this game, by the way, for the Monarchs on Jake Goudreau, the catcher. Bases empty, 2 down, 4-3 Hamilton, top 6. The pitch, fastball, check swing, didn't go. Anthony Bell still kicking, 2-2 count. Licking County Settlers on the road in Adrian, taking on the Irish Hills Leprechauns, 7-3 game in the 8th. And they're playing across the border. St. Clair, the Green Giants, lead 6-5 over Southern Ohio, top of the 8th. A 2-2, just a smidge low. Full count. So both the teams in the Southern Division right now losing. Although with how far Hamilton is back in the Division, 7 currently. Wins and losses doesn't necessarily help. Here's a foul ball off to the right of home in the air over the first base dugout. So Hamilton, all they can do is win games and take care of business against Southern Ohio or Cincinnati. You get into that third playoff spot, you never know. 3-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Anthony Bell down. 8 Ks for Jonathan Fincher. He gets his way through 6 innings tonight for the Monarchs. Middle of the 6th. Can the Monarchs tie it or go in the lead? You'll find out. 4-3 Hamilton. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Hey fans, the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League All-Star Game is right around the corner, just 10 days away on Tuesday, July 17th at 7:05. The North and South battle will take place at Prasco Park in Mason, Ohio. Free admission, parking, and concessions. See future MLB stars today at the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League All-Star Game coming up on July 17th. Should be exciting. Keegan Watson takes strike 1 to start off the bottom of the 6th. 4-3 Joes in front of the Monarchs. Watson, Slattery, Weiler due up. Check swing on a inside corner strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Single and a fly out tonight for Keegan. Open stance for the Nebraska Cornhusker, dealing with Chris Murphy, who slings one outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Jonathan Fincher, now with 109 pitches, but was able to get through 6 innings. Murphy, way less than that, but trying to do the same. Hamilton's bullpen up and moving in a 1-run game. 1-2, a touch low. Able to lay off was Watson, 2-2. Upper 80s now for Murphy in the pitch count. But Hamilton, again, with more arms tonight than the Monarchs. 2-2, low and away, ball 3. Bradley Merritt, of course, watching that carefully, the pitching situation with Fincher and how high his pitch count is. But today he's also the third base coach for the first time 3-2, foul back. And the count remains full. Watson still kicking. Now, Brad has been a head coach overseas in Europe, so he's done those duties before. It's not like he hasn't. He said expect a little different than when Tim's out there. Tim Brown, that is. 3-2 high, ball 4. Monarchs get the tying run on right away in the bottom of the 6th. The leadoff walk to Keegan Watson, who's on for the second time tonight. Now Casey Slattery will step in. 2 strikeouts for Slattery against Murphy tonight, who has had his number. But expect us to be aggressive is what Brad Merritt's message was on the base paths. We'll see how aggressive he is with Watson. The pitch. Fastball diving away from Slattery. Swings over the top. Strike 1. Nasty pitch from Murphy. Continues to deal at a high rate. He looked very shaky in the first inning, did Murphy. You got to give him some credit getting his way through that. The 0-1. And it's high and away. Change up that missed the mark. 1-1. Especially when you allow a run after plunking a hitter and 3 walks. You don't allow a hit in the first inning, but you walk 3 and hit 1. It's easy to, kind of lose your composure and be a little worried about your command for the rest of the night. But Murphy has settled in nicely. He's kept his team in it, despite allowing the 2 runs to score in the 4th, the home run by Lambo. And then later on, the RBI single by Jordan Nwogu. And a throw over to first to check Watson. He's back in standing. If the tag was a little closer and quicker, it would have been kind of close. Murphy lowers the glove to his belt. 1-1. And a fly ball, foul to the fencing behind home. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Casey Slattery. Nobody out in the 6th. In a 4-3 game. Lights are on in full effect. We're approaching the 10 o'clock hour here in Flat Rock. One, 2. Fastball chasing for strike 3 is Slattery. Golden sombrero, unfortunately, tonight for Casey Slattery. That is the second straight night a Monarch has had the golden sombrero. 3 strikeouts in a night. Sean O'Keefe had it last night, so he unfortunately hands that honor off to Slattery this evening. 1 out, a ground ball could get them out of the inning. The Joes, that is. Kelby Weiler with a single and a fly out today. 1 for 2 against Murphy. He chases a high heater, strike 1. Joes 4, Monarchs 3 in the 6th. Watson has not started going towards second base yet. He hasn't gotten the steal sign. See if he does now. He does not. 0-1 is high. Level count 1-1 on Weiler. Now Weiler was happy to announce today it was kind of a through the grapevine thing that he was trying to transfer to Lamar. So I could mention it on air, but couldn't really put it in writing because it wasn't official. But now, as of today, it is, as Kelby posted it on Twitter. Throw over to first, check the base runner. Watson back in safely. So now Weiler will be a Cardinal. He's from Village Mills, Texas. Lamar not too far away from that. Instead of the break even, another throw to first, and safe is Keegan Watson. Murphy's giving him a lot of attention. With 1 out, 1-run game, bottom half of the 6th. Coming set is Murphy, the break even. And a foul tip into the mitt for strike 2. Weiler just couldn't quite catch up to that fastball. Swing wasn't on plane either. Monarchs still have a righty up and tossing. Brendan Lovell may be available for tonight's contest. 1-2. Low and away. Even counted 2-2. Yeah, Boardwine was put on the injured list along with Bobby Head. Did not get an update quite yet after Bobby Head appeared to have a hamstring injury, pulling up on it while running to first base, trying to beat out a soft chopper to third last night. 2-2, fly ball hit deep, left center field. Back goes Compton and Thaman on the warning track, and the catch is made by Thaman as he cuts in front of Compton, showing his range. Weiler scorched that one, but apparently to the wrong part of the ballpark.
Number 21,
2 outs, man at first. It's Keegan Watson. 4-3 Joes. Now Caleb Baumgarn with another chance. He was hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out in the second. Blooped a single to left center in the fourth. Could use some home run power from him right now. Murphy deals, and it's back to the screen on a line, foul. 0-1 on Baumgarn. Both teams coming in to this game, different spots. Hamilton winners of 8 of their last 10. 0-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Baumgarn. He chased one low and in. Monarchs got off to the hot start in this homestand when they walked off with a win on Independence Day night. Robert Bell's 2-run single, or walk-off single, that propelled them to a 3-2 lead. The Monarchs had 4 of 6. 0-2, deep fly ball, right center, backing up Kaufman towards the alleyway. On the track, makes the catch. So the Monarchs, they put a charge into a couple baseballs with 1 out, but nothing comes of it, and a man will be left at first. Chris Murphy also able to get through 6 innings. 7th inning is next here at Flat Rock Field. The Monarchs are down a tally 4-3. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Lake Erie Monarchs turning to a new pitcher in the top of the 7th inning. It's Brendan Lovell. 4-3, Hamilton Joes in the lead. Brendan Lovell from Western Michigan. His first offering is high and in, ball 1. Tyler Thaman, Trey Compton, Chandler Miller. First 3 that Lovell will oppose. Thaman was called out on strikes twice against Jonathan Fincher. 1-0. Strike over the inside corner. 1-1. Fincher's line is complete. 109 pitches, 6 innings, 26 batters faced. 8 strikeouts to 2 walks, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, and 1 wild pitch, and leaves in line for the loss here today. Lovell trying to keep the game right where it's at. 1-1. Curveball at the knees, outside corner. 1-2. A great pitch by Brendan Lovell. 6'2", 185-pound righty from Western Michigan. The sophomore hails from Scotts, Michigan. He is a very important arm in this bullpen right now. 1-2, breaker, strike 3. Froze Thaman. He has the golden sombrero tonight. 1 out, top of the 7th, 4-3 Joes in front. And Brendan Lovell will get his first strikeout right away. 9 Ks now for the Monarchs staff. Trey Compton has 1, along with 2 singles and a run scored. And a breaker is outside, ball 1. So Compton 2 for 3 tonight. Brendan Lovell making his 9th appearance this year for Lake Erie. 1-0. Strike 1. It was high and inside, but still in the zone. 1-1. 1-0 record for Brendan, 2.64 ERA. Break even is back to the screen on a line. 1-2. Compton is behind. 17 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 8 walks for Lovell. 14 hits surrendered. From the windup, the 1-2. And a foul ball heading over the fencing to the right of home. 1-2. Brendan Lovell's win came Wednesday night. He was the recipient of that victory when Robert Bell walked off. The Monarchs with the single. 1-2, low and away. Backhanded by Goodrow. Even count at 2. 3 scoreless innings for Lovell out of the pen. He was magnificent. Allowed a hit, a walk, 5 strikeouts, faced just 12 batters. Second break even of the at-bat. Little popper to short. Lambo went out onto the grass, now back onto the dirt. Two-handed grab is made. Out number 2. First 2 men retired by Brendan Lovell. So he is a great candidate here to go the final 3 and try and keep this game right where it's at. 4-3 Joes. 2 outs, no one on in the Joes half of the 7th. Number 2 hitter Chandler Miller in the right-handed batter's box. Big cut and a miss at a high heater, 0-1. Miller started the night with 2 groundouts, one of them a fielder's choice bunt back in the first. He then walked and scored in the 5th on the 2-run double by Dorsching. 0-1, low and in. Ball and a strike to Chandler Miller. Lovell's pitch. Curveball just outside. Good pitch, though. Had the right idea, and it's 2-1. The pitch. Curveball at the knees. Strike 2. Make it 2-2. Lovell has allowed this season 11 runs. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chandler Miller fans. Lovell with 2 strikeouts and a scoreless and perfect top of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th on its way. Monarchs down 4-3 to the Hamilton Joes. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Hamilton Joe's Lake Erie Monarchs going at it. Game 1 of this 2-game series. The only 2 encounters that the Monarchs and Joes will have against each other in 2018. The night is done for Chris Murphy, and he gives way to Jack Silva as the bottom of the 7th will open up with Jordan Nwogu batting. 6 strong for Murphy tonight, leaves in line to get a victory for the Hamilton Joes. Allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, and faced 28 batters. 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Lake Erie. Can they rally and go in the lead? Nwogu tries to bunt, and that one will get back to the screen. Did he pull back? I think he just did in time. Ball 1. Nwogu with a single, a walk, and a ground out tonight. He drove in a run in the 4th. That put the Monarchs up 3-1 at the time. And they were in pretty good shape, but things kind of went away from them a little bit in the top half of the 5th. Trying to bunt again is Nwogu. It's foul at the plate. Ball and a strike. Coffey and Dorshing, we're still giving him a lot of room despite showing bunt on the first pitch of the at-bat. Nwogu has had a couple bunt singles during this campaign. Jack Silva, the new lefty pitcher on the mound for the Hamilton Joes here in the 7th. His break even, and it's high and in. 2-1 to Nwogu. Silva has no record, a 3.52 earned run average. 9th appearance, like Lovell, that Silva's making this year. 15 and a third innings, 13 strikeouts, 10 walks, 18 hits. Swing, fly ball, deep left field. This is a no-doubter. It's out of here, and we are tied at 4. Jordan Nwogu, blast off to the moon. Made Alex Lambo's home run look small, not hit well. 7th hit of the night's a big one. Jordan Nwogu has his 2nd RBI of the evening. Homer number 3 and RBI number 13. Monarchs and Joes are all square. It's a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 7th, tied at 4. Well, the Monarchs have been looking for ways to just find energy and get home runs and do big things, and it's been tough to find at times, but Jordan Nwogu there comes through in a big way. Ball 1 to Andrew Dyke. He had a home run last night. He's a single for 3 tonight with 2 Ks. So Silva immediately gives up the lead, and it'll be a no decision for Murphy tonight. 1-0, a little fister over towards first. Dorshing will make the snag, moving towards the second base bag. So after the home run by Nwogu, 1 out in the 7th, we're tied at 4.
Number 6,
Robert Bell next up. A walk, a line out, and a K for Bell this evening. And Bell will bat from the right side. He is a switch hitter because Jack Silva, the lefty, is now pitching. Silva delivers. High and tight, ball 1. Make it 6 of 9 appearances now this year. Jack Silva has allowed at least a run. His 1-0. Below the knees, 2-ball count. Pitched on July 4th at home against the Settlers. It was a 9-4 win for Hamilton. They've won a lot of games lately. Pitched an 8 and a third, allowed a run, 3 hits, 2 walks, 9 batters faced. 2-0 slider, strike 1. A high strike over the outside corner. But lately, Hamilton's been finding ways to win. Gallion went into the series against the Monarchs, not playing so badly either. But the Monarchs slowed him down by sweeping them. Now a ground ball fair down the third base line. Corked hard by Bell. He's thinking 2. Nope, he's going to have to pull up and stop. Throw came into the cutoff man, McConnell. Ball didn't get very far down the third base line as Compton was able to get there quickly. Second hit of the inning. The Monarchs are now out hitting the Hamilton Joes 8-7. The game is tied at 4. But the go-ahead run is on the paths for Jake Goudreau. Walk and 2 strikeouts tonight for Goudreau. Strike 1 called to Goudreau. No balls and a strike. Hamilton Joes are still on the road come Tuesday and Wednesday against the Licking County Settlers. Line drive to the screen behind home. 0-2 on Goudreau. Alex Lambeau from the on-deck circle comes over to pick up the baseball behind the plate. Exciting game here tonight at Flat Rock Field. Back and forth. 0-2 from Silva floats high and away. First ball of the at-bat. Hamilton coming into this series on a high note. And a throw over to first just to check the base runner back in safely. Well, the Joes actually had yesterday off. They did not see any action. 1-2 from Jack Silva. Nope. Throw over to first. Bell is back safely. He was ready for it. Hamilton Joes in their 10th year of existence in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. 1-2, curveball fouled away. Goudreau still kicking, a ball and 2 strikes. Just like this is year number 20 for the Monarchs, 1999. The first campaign. 10 years for the Hamilton Joes. Well, the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League has been around since 1989 and is funded in part by Major League Baseball. 1-2. Curveball, high pop-up. Might get out of play, may not. It does stay in not fair territory, but in the field of play, and with his back to the infield, Dorshing was able to make a one-handed catch. Back to first goes Robert Bell. 2 down, man at first, 4-4 tie here in the 7th. And the next batter is Alex Lambeau. Lambeau, 1 for 3. His one, though, was a big one. In the top of the 4th, a solo blast. Just over the 325 sign down the left field corner. Silva throws strike 1 over the outer corner. Dimensions here at Flat Rock Field, 325 down the left field corner. 315 to the right field corner, 375 to dead center. Flag out on the pole behind center field, lying dormant right now. 0-1, and that'll be fisted foul over near the first base dugout of the Hamilton Joes. No balls and 2 strikes. And I've brought up on a couple occasions, especially when the Monarchs beat the Saginaw Sugar Beets 27-8 last Friday, not yesterday, but last Friday, that the game between the Joes and Monarchs I saw back in 14 as Lambeau will foul another one away. High foul, straight back. 2-strike count with 2 outs and a man at first. 4-4 game in the 7th. That was the 1917 game between the Joes and Monarchs back in 2014. Home runs galore that night. I think I still have the box score somewhere around. 0-2. And chasing a dirt ball is Lambeau. He'll be tagged out, strike 3. Jack Silva gets his first strikeout, but he allows 2 hits and a big home run by Jordan Nwogu to lead off the inning. So as we head to the 8th, it's Hamilton 4 and Lake Erie 4. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Flat Rock Field in Flat Rock, Michigan, the site of this encounter between the Hamilton Joes and the Lake Erie Monarchs. We're in the away half of the eighth, and the Joes and Monarchs are square at 4. Second inning of work for Western Michigan Bronco, Brendan Lovell. He takes a deep breath. Griffin Dorshing's had quite a night. He's in the batter's box, and a curveball is taken for strike 1. Although lately for a Griffin Dorshing, just about every night has been spectacular. He has been white hot lately. Northern Kentucky sophomore from Greendale, Wisconsin. Pitch to Dorshing. A low and outside strike. No balls and 2 strikes. And a 2-home run game as he swings and misses for strike 3. Throw down to complete the strikeout. Dorshing out of there on 3 pitches for Lovell. Up to 3 strikeouts now is Lovell, and he has really seemed to settle into this league. It was a rough start for Lovell here in the GLSCL, but he is starting to really make an impact. 1 down, top 8. Tied at 4. Joes and Monarchs. And nobody on. Jared Kaufman has an RBI tonight. Fastball high and tight, ball 1. Now it came on an RBI ground out in the first, ground out in the 4th, singled and stole a base in the 5th. Griffin Dorshing's multi-home run game came against the Jazz, as this is a sinking liner hit towards Weiler at second. He'll toss the bat away with Kaufman. And tossing the baseball away over to first base is Kelby Weiler. It's held by Slattery. And 2 quick outs for Brendan Lovell here in the top of the 8th.
Number 6.
Justin McConnell, the last hope for Hamilton in the 8th. A fly out, a walk, and a strikeout for Kaufman. 0 for 2 officially. Lovell deals high and in, ball 1. Sean O'Keefe with the night off, but Brendan Lovell's teammate Sean O'Keefe was making a bit of an appearance on the pregame show we had with Casey O'Laughlin that you'll be able to see either on Twitter or Facebook or our YouTube page in its entirety. Later on, it will be uploaded to YouTube. It's already on Facebook and Twitter. 1-0 swing and a miss. 1-1 on McConnell. It seemed a little convenient. Mr. O'Keefe was walking through the left side of the screen while O'Laughlin was chatting, making for a brief interaction during the interview. 1-1 breaking ball. Ducking away from it was McConnell, but he was ducking away from a strike. And the count now is Lovell. Slightly open stance for McConnell. Lovell ready quickly. Here he comes, and a half-hearted swing and a miss. That was nasty. Brendan Lovell with 4 strikeouts through 6 outs, and he has 2 straight 1-2-3 innings. Bottom of the 8th, Monarchs with 6 outs or less to try and go in the lead. 4-4 tie. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Hey fans, keep in touch with your favorite baseball team by following us on Twitter at GLL_Monarchs, also on Facebook, Lake Erie Monarchs, and our website, LakeErieMonarchs.com, which has a list to our stats portal and also an upcoming schedule, which you'd see the Monarchs have a home game tomorrow night to close out this series against the Hamilton Joes at 5:35. Recaps from the previous night, and a link to our YouTube page under the media tab, and much, much more. Connect with your favorite baseball team today. Bottom 3 in the order, Keegan Watson against new pitcher Danny Maddock. And a fastball is outside, ball 1. Jack Silva throws the 7th inning, faced 5, 19 pitches, 1 strikeout, 2 hits permitted, and one of them was a big one because it tied the game at 4. Solo homer by Nwogu. And now Keegan Watson chases a pitch, fouls it off at home. 1-1 on Watson. Keegan's been on base twice. Flew out in the first, singled and scored in the 4th, walked in the 6th. 1-1. Maddox slings one sidearm inside, 2-1. Upcoming junior at Ohio Dominican University is Maddox. 6'3", 195 pounds, from Highland Heights, Ohio. 2-1, low and away, skips to the backstop. Not able to keep it in front of him was Holman, 3-1. Camera held up on that scorcher to the fence. It's been knocked off kilter twice tonight. 3-1. And Watson swinging for the fences in the lead, but he comes up empty. Full count. Approaching the 2.5-hour mark of this game. Actually, we're at 2:15 right now because this game started at 8:11. 3-2, swing and a miss. Half-hearted swing and a miss for Watson. 10th strikeout now for the Hamilton Joes pitching staff. First for Maddox. Initial out in the 8th.
Number 40,
Sean O'Keefe, I was talking about him last inning. He's going to pinch hit for Casey Slattery. In the bottom half of the 8th against Maddox. I think that goes to show you it's been a tough night for Slattery. not going with the percentages. Maddock, the right-handed pitcher. Slattery, the left-handed bat, but he has struck out 3 previous times. So they're going to decide to go with Sean O'Keefe to pinch hit in the 8th, who until very recently has been the most consistent contributor to this Monarchs team. Ball low with a breaker, 1-0. O'Keefe with a .324 average, 1 home run, and 14 runs batted in. 1-0 from Maddock. Couldn't burn the outside corner. A touch outside, 2-0. O'Keefe is 6'4", 235 pounds, a sophomore from Saline, Michigan. 2-0. And a ground ball is back up the middle, slightly knocked down. Throw to first, pulls him off, but he's able to get back on the bag for the out. So from my perspective, I couldn't see if Maddock got a piece of that one, but in any case, it's a 6-3 put out. It is 6-3. And O'Keefe pinch hitting does not work out. He's out of there. First 2 retired here in a scoreless bottom of the 8th, 4-4 game. And here's Kelby Weiler. Single and 2 flyouts tonight for Kelby. The pitch. And slung sidearm, strike 1. Maddock with a 1-2 record of 4.33 earned run average. 12th appearance of the year for Maddock. 0-1. Missed the inside corner, 1-1. 18 2/3 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 12 walks, and has surrendered 16 hits. But he's been busy out of this Joe's bullpen. 1-1. Weiler with a ground ball over to short. It's eats up for McConnell for a moment. Now his throw is wayward. And a nice backup job by Holman. Because if he didn't go down the line and back up that throw, Weiler would have been at second base. And instead, it's an error on the shortstop, McConnell. And that continues the inning.
Number 21, Caleb Volgar.
Weiler with just enough speed to put the heat on. First error of the night for the Joes comes in the 8th. Now Balgard looks at ball 1, low and away. Balgard on the bases twice, was plunked and scored in the 1st. Single in the 4th. Otherwise, a ground out and a fly out. 4-4 game, bottom of the 8th. Monarchs out hitting the Joes 8-7. Fastball away, 2-0. Balgard from Indiana. He has been playing a lot lately. 2-0, and a ground ball foul past Jordan Nwogu, who is getting ready to go on the third base on deck circle. Of course, Nwogu tied this game up in the last inning. But having to do a little bit of damage control is Danny Maddock. Last appearance came 2 days ago in Lima. It was a 6-5 win for the Joes that night. Allowed 3 earned runs in a third of an inning, 2 hits, 2 walks, faced 5. And Weiler almost drawing a throw, but Maddock bluffed. But despite the downfall, still able to take the lead. Now Balgard swings, a deep flying ball to left field. Compton looking up at the fence. It's gone. It's out of here. And the lead is in the favor of the Monarchs. Third round tripper of the night. And it's Caleb Balgard who clears the fences for the second time this year. RBI's 9 and 10, and how about that? The Monarchs with 1 in the bottom of the 7th and 2 in the bottom of the 8th have a 6-4 lead. Caleb Balgard says, thank you very much for leaving that breaking ball out over the plate. He didn't miss it. Also scoring is Kelby Weiler, both those runs unearned. Why? Because the error to McConnell kept the inning going. And that's why even something that can look so innocent, you know, just a misplayed ground ball and a guy gets to first, things can go wrong in a real hurry. Strike one called to Jordan Nwogu. A walk, a ground out, an RBI single, and a solo homer for Nwogu today. He has been busy. 0-1, and he chased a breaking ball, strike two. Well, now the Monarchs have to adjust accordingly. Brendan Lovell's going to be out there trying to get a 3-inning. No, it wouldn't be a 3-inning save. He's in line to get the win. 0-2, and it's a fastball outside. 1-2, because obviously the Monarchs just won the lead. So Lovell will be trying to lock down this game and earn his second victory of the season. Maddock deals. And a little liner back to the screen behind home, 1-2. And Monarchs are in, you know, a bit of a bind in terms of the standings. They've got a lot of teams up ahead of them, and we're past the halfway point of the season. Wins are becoming essential at this point. Maybe this will kickstart something if they can hold on. Nwogu with a pop-up, right side, Dorshing chasing, and he'll make the catch right on the edge of the grass at the dirt to end the inning. But how exciting was that? A 2-run homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th by Caleb Baugard. It all happened because of a throwing error by McConnell allowed Weiler to get on. And taking advantage were the Monarchs. Last chance for the Joes, top of the 9th coming up, 6-4 Monarchs. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Lake Erie Monarchs will round out the homestand tomorrow against the Hamilton Joes. Come on out to the ballpark. 5:35, first pitch. We'll be on the air right after 5:30, right after the national anthem. If you can't make it on monarchsradio.com. We hope you'll join us here, but you can also join us remotely. Well, Caleb Baugard's 2-run homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Both those runs to Maddock unearned, by the way, because of the error. But the Monarchs are in the lead 6-4. Brendan Lovell has been great, and he's back out for the 9th to try and ensure a victory. Addison Coffey almost hit by his first pitch, ball 1. It was a fastball inside. Coffey 0 for 3. Fly out, strikeout, line out today. 1-0. Outside heater. 2-ball count. Coffey, Holman, Bell. 6, 7, and 8 in the Hamilton Joes order. They have been a white-hot team. The Monarchs trying to slow them down. Can win tonight. 2-0. Ball in. 3-0. This is the first 3-ball count for Brendan Lovell since coming on in the 7th. He replaced Jonathan Fincher, who went 6 innings tonight. 3-0. And there's a get-over pitch. Breaker for strike 1. Outfield and infield playing straight away on Coffey. Lovell gets the sign and comes home. And there's a swing and a miss. Pulled the string. 3-2. Monarchs with 3 home runs tonight. 1 by Lambo, 1 by Nwogu, 1 by Baugard. Responsible for 4 of the 6 runs via the home run. Lovell, 3-2. Swing and a miss, went too far, strike 3. Lovell dealing 5 strikeouts on the night. And the first man is retired here in the top of the 9th. Monarchs by 2, 6-4. Now here's Colin Homan. Homan with a couple hits. He was effective against Jonathan Fincher. Had a double and a single off of him and a strikeout. Lovell freezes him with a curveball. Man, he's been great with the first pitch breakers tonight. Lovell's 0-1. Inside nearly hit him. Just able to get out of the way was Holman. 1 ball, 1 strike. For the Monarchs, I believe Lane Schnitz-Paxton, the next man who would get the baseball. We have not seen him on the homestand yet. 1-1, chop to third. Balgard has it. Checks the label, throws across. Sean O'Keefe holds the bag. Out number 2, and the Hamilton Joes are down to their final out. Monarchs in the lead by a score of 6-4. Well, Sean O'Keefe stays in to play first base after pinch hitting in the 8th. Jordan Nwogu has moved over to right field. We have a new center fielder, strike 1, to Anthony Bell. The DH is 0 for 3 with a couple Ks and a flyout tonight. Lovell's 0-1. Curveball. Ducked away from a strike right down the middle at the knees. 0-2. Can Lovell continue to make it look easy? Monarchs wanting a victory to end this 2-game slide. The 0-2. Curveball got him. Strike 3. Brendan Lovell running off the field. And wow, what an appearance he had out of the pen tonight. The Monarchs get the win. Brendan Lovell with 6 strikeouts. He had 2 each in each of the 3 innings he pitched tonight. And the Monarchs get it done by a final count of 6-4. The game took 2 hours and 28 minutes here as it wrapped up at 10:39, and we got started at 8:11. The winner is Brendan Lovell, who pitched 3 innings of shutout baseball, 36 pitches in all, the 6 strikeouts, the no walks, and he actually didn't even allow a base runner at all in those 9 batters that he faced. He backed up Jonathan Fincher nicely, who had 109 pitches, 6 innings, 26 batters faced, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, and a wild pitch here tonight. The Hamilton Joes score 4 runs on 7 hits. They commit 1 error, and in the process tonight, they will leave 4 men on base, just 4. So their opportunities were very limited, to say the least. Monarchs score 6 runs on 9 hits. They had 2 errors, both by Jake Goudreau, and the Monarchs left 8 men on the base path, so a couple more than the Hamilton Joes left tonight. Joes fall to 11-13 with the 11-14 with the setback. So they drop a little bit further behind. They'll stay behind Galleon by a half game, or a game actually now, for 3rd place in the South. Monarchs gain at least temporarily here, back to 5.5 of the Lima Locos, who are currently 14-9, and the Locos did not play here today. So we will have to see how things go. But the Monarchs will be 5.5 games back entering tomorrow, and they will be 3.5 back of 3rd place. Nope, a little further than that. So they're 4.5 back of 3rd place. But nonetheless, the Monarchs will have a chance to try and get a sweep of the Hamilton Joes and get a nice homestand under their belt. They're 3-2 currently on the homestand as they win tonight by a final count of 6-4. Thanks so much for tuning in to Monarchs Baseball here on monarchsradio.com. I am Kevin Peel saying good night from Flat Rock, Michigan. You have been listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Good night, everyone.